Joining me now in an exclusive interview, Dr. David Hughes, the very man who introduced Jodi to Travis, the woman that we have been seeing in these tapes, Doctor. First of all, I want to thank you for joining us. But my first question, you worked with her. You knew her before anybody ever knew Jodi Arias. Looking at her incredible ability to lie in the face of all evidence, can you give us an insight? Did she ever exhibit any tendencies that would give you an inkling that she'd be able to lie this effectively?
Well, we knew that she, as we got to know her better, we knew that she was a chameleon. She would adapt to any type of environment or situation she needed to. And so, you know, another thing is that we never really got to know Jodi Arias. I actually worked with her in Legal Shield. She was part of my team. And she would, I would take a few business calls, but I didn't know her on a personal level until we met for the first time in person at the Las Vegas convention. And so when I met her, I was in person. I was like, "Hey, listen, it's great to meet you." And and then I thought, well, hey, Travis is a single guy, and I know he's always looking around for for a cute girl to date. And so I introduced them, and I said, hey, I told Travis, you've got to meet this gal, and he goes, well, introduce me. And so I introduced them, and then the relationship grew very quickly. And as we continued to learn more about Jodi, we just didn't know much about her personal life. Like, she just didn't reveal a lot of that information. But we always felt weird. Like, there was always, well, I will say this, that she knows that she has a way with men. And that's why I believe that she will take the stand. I think that she wants to take the stand because she feels like she can go and convince a male on that jury to say, I think what she's saying is true, or to put a question in their mind. But women, on the other hand, for the most part, they see right through it. And my wife and my brother's wife, they just knew that there was something weird about her right from the get-go.
And apparently she did something strange when you were all hanging out at one of Travis's friends, Dave Hall's house. Tell us about what she did that made you really wonder about her.
Well, I think it's interesting that the defense is saying that that Travis was the one that was so obsessive and manipulating, whereas it was her, she's the one that was like that. And I think more evidence, just like in today, is going to come out that will show that. But at Mr. Hall's house, we were sitting there, and she was very affectionate with him, overly affectionate in front of a bunch of other people, and she's fondling his ears and rubbing his hair, and he's just kind of like, just kind of waving his, like a gnat that was kind of bugging her at the time, and she would kind of back off a little bit. But it was to the point that it was just not natural, and it was strange, and everyone noticed.